Hey Pristina, my name is Marquis and I am the owner of Nomatic Marketing. And in this video, I'm actually going to show you 3 things that you guys can do today to increase the amount of clients that are coming into your law firm. Now, most likely, you're sitting there asking yourself, why would I even be doing this? Or better yet, what's in it for me? And honestly, those are pretty valid questions. Oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business in order to really know how the internet can benefit them and their company. And sometimes the only hesitation that they have to working with someone is they don't know who is an expert and who isn't, or who's going to actually help them, or who's going to end up taking their money and just run. So I found by giving people a free attack plan of actual things that they can do to benefit them and their company has resulted in business owners just kind of raising their hands and saying, hey, Marquis, can you just do this for me? So if by the end of the video you feel like the information that I've given you is actually helpful and can help you guys with gaining more clients, feel free to shoot me a message and we can chat. Or you can actually take any of the information that I'm giving you today and you could just use it on your own if you like. All right, no problem. So now let me show you 3 things that will set your company apart from your competition and not waste any more of your guys' time. So the 3 things that we're going to go over today are going to be content, citations, and backlinks. So the first thing is going to be content. So think of content as any of the words, phrases, images that show up on your website. So any of these words, any of this information, any of these pictures, all of that stuff is seen as content. So in order to be fully optimized in Google's eyes, you need to have at least 1,500 words. So best way is to actually see how many words you even have on your front page. So in order to do that, I actually threw you information to one of the tools that we utilize here. This is SEO Quake. So this is a free Chrome extension. You can actually just run it on any browser that you might have, and it'll show you a lot of really useful information. I mostly use it just to see the amount of words on a page. As you can see here, total amount of words on your homepage is 3,800 words. You guys are in a pristine position. Don't change anything when it comes to the amount of content that is on your website. You can always go up, but I wouldn't say to go down. 3,800 words is a great place to be in, so keep it exactly the same. The second thing I wanted to talk about is going to be citations. So in order to really get a good grasp of citations, it's best to do a quick Google search. So I did one on personal injury attorney Miami. So whenever you do a search like this, there's a couple things that come up. The first thing is going to be this ad section. So this is Google ads. Basically, is the ads that run across the Google search network. These are pay-per-click ads, which means that every time that someone clicks on this ad, that's when a business actually pays for them. So this can go one of 2 ways. Either this can be very lucrative for a business, especially if you're working with someone that really understands how ads are done. Take myself, for example. I have been in marketing and more specifically Google ads for over 10 years now. So I really understand how they work and how they've changed over time as well. Or they can go like the second route. And the second route is basically just a very expensive route that doesn't lead to new clients. And that's usually if you're working with someone that's new to Google Ads and doesn't really know how it works. And specifically for anything dealing in legal, lawyers, attorneys, you guys tend to have the most costly clicks for every person that would click on your ad. It can range anywhere from $60, $70 a click to $200, $300 per click. So definitely something to be mindful of. The section that I want to show you on this page is going to be this section down here. So this is a Google Map Pack, or Maps for short. So this is a section where you can find the name, address, and phone number for a business, in addition to like the reviews and like anything that was like written about a business itself. So this is very useful for when people are doing a search for a attorney, for example, in their area. So I'll have business owners just kind of like reach out to me and say, hey, Marquis, how can I show up in the map pack? How can I show up in this top 3 section? Well, there are a couple things that you can do, but some include optimizing your description, like the little blurb that tells who you are, what you guys do. You can also optimize your pictures, making them more relevant for different search terms. or you can actually optimize your citations. So citations are anywhere on the internet in which your name, address, and phone number show up exactly the same. So think of it as like any of the online directories, or I don't know how old you are, but if you think of the yellow pages back in the day, they used to like drop the yellow pages off at your doorstep. Um, Now they don't do that anymore for good reason, because nobody really uses that, but they still do have online directories, and online directories are very useful to businesses that want to move up their ranks and seem more relevant in the eyes of Google. The more places that you are, or the more citations that you have, the more relevant you look to Google as like a reputable business. So in order to take a look at the amount of citations you have, you can use a tool similar to one that we have here. So this is whitespark.ca. This is a local citation finder. I think it ranges from like $30 to $70 a month, maybe. But anybody can utilize something like this in order to find out how many citations they have for their business. So if you were to take a look here, Friedin Brown, you guys have about 69 citations. And especially when compared to one of your competitors, Charlotte Law Group, they have about 69 citations as well. So you guys have about the same amount of citations. They might be different in some areas, but you have the same amount. This is good. This is a great place to be in, especially when it's comparing yourselves to your competitors. I've worked with companies that, when they started working with us, they had anywhere from like 0 to 10 citations. What I tend to recommend for different businesses is to have anywhere between 200 and 300 citations. Why? For matters similar to these. So you guys both have 69 citations, which makes it like a crapshoot as to who is better in what circumstances. So now you have to be better in all of these other areas when this is a pretty reasonable area to be better than other people in. It really just takes time and takes finding the right directories to put your information in. So this is definitely something to be mindful of, especially if you want to move up in that Google Map pack so more people can see you. The last thing we're going to talk about is going to be backlinks. So think of backlinks as how a website has authority on the web. So simply put, if you were to take site A and site A points at site B, therefore site A is acting as a backlink for site B and is giving site B more authority. So if you think of Google as a popularity contest, the more sites that are pointing at you, the more popular you are in Google's eyes. So what I did was took your website, threw it into one of the other tools that we utilize here. This is Ahrefs. I think this is probably like $100 a month, but still a tool that anybody can utilize. And as you can see, it's a very nominal fee. But this will show you a wide berth of information as it pertains to your website. So when it comes to backlinks, not all backlinks are treated the same. They do need to be relevant to the type of business or industry that you're in. So it's a difference between having a backlink from bestlawyers.com and having a backlink for pizzahut.com. Like one actually deals with the industry. One, you can get like 10% off on a pie. One's actually relevant, one's not really. So definitely something to be mindful of, because it does increase or decrease your domain rating right here. So the better your backlinks, the higher your domain rating. So if you were to take a look at you guys, you have about 16,000, a little bit above 16,000 backlinks. Bravo, great place to be in. Once again, I know companies that started with us with 0 backlinks, or even like a couple hundred, and then they were able to get up to the thousands after working with us. But when you were to take you guys and compare it to some of your competitors within the same space, this is Levent Law. So they have about almost 11,000 backlinks across 626 referring domains. But if you take a look at their domain rating, they have a domain rating of 45, while you guys have a domain rating of 27. Basically, that just means that the backlinks that they have are more relevant to their website than the backlinks that you have. So definitely something to be aware of and to be mindful of, because just getting a load of backlinks, yeah, that's good because now you have more sites talking about you, but you need to have relevant sites that are talking about you. You know, that's what looks good in Google's eyes. So once again, we went over a couple things. So just to kind of recap, first thing was content. So your front page needs to have at least 1,500 words in order to be fully optimized with Google. You guys blew that out the water. Don't change a thing. Keep the amount of words that you have on your page. You guys are doing well in that area. The second thing is citations. So you're going to want to have anywhere between 200 to 300 of these just to beat out your competition by a landslide. Right now, you're kind of like in the mix with everyone else, and I know that you probably don't want to be in the mix when it comes to getting the clients. You want to be getting the most clients, and the people that you're turning away, that's who your competitors are getting. You know, the last thing are backlinks. So you're going to need more relevant sites pointing at you guys just to show Google that you are actually more of the authority on the web. And if you were to implement these strategies today, you guys could be #1 across Google almost immediately, you know? And I guess after all this has been said, you know, you're kind of trying to figure out what now. Well, you can either take and use all this information that I presented you today on your own. I'm perfectly all right with that. I hope that has been useful. Or if you want the most efficient route and you actually want to save yourself some time, you can actually just give me a call at 970-829-1342. Once again, my name is Marquis and I'm with Nomatic Marketing, and the best number to contact me is 970-829-1342. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.